If you haven't heard before, the Fallout 3 and New Vegas remasters are on the way. And that situation is hatching all kinds of articles, including this one, which says that remasters should steal Fallout's 4 most overpowered feature. And the feature that the article is talking about is power armor. And the thing is, the mechanic itself isn't a problem, it's how it was implemented. Fallout's 4 power armor is probably the best representation of power armor Bethesda has ever made. It finally feels like what the lore has always described, a walking tank rather than a fancy suit of combat armor. The animations, the HUD, the heavy footsteps, surviving huge falls, ripping off a minigun from a crashed vertibird. Love it or hate it, it sells the fantasy incredibly well. Now, where Fallout 4 stumbles, in my opinion, is that it gives you that fantasy almost immediately. For those of you who played Fallout 4, when Freedom Call sequence is one of the coolest moments in the game, but it's also a mistake from a progression standpoint. Let me explain why. About an hour into the game, you have obtained one of the most iconic pieces of equipment in Fallout universe, you killed one of the series' most terrifying monster, the Deathclaw, and you learn that fusion cores aren't actually that rare once you know where to find them. And after that, both power armor and Deathclaws lose a lot of their mystique. Now, people who played Fallout 3 and New Vegas will tell you that the power armor in those games was just another armor set with bigger numbers. And yes, that's absolutely true. You throw it in your inventory, swap into it whenever you want, and you forget you're wearing what is essentially a miniature mech suit. But the thing is, even those games with those limitations handled power armor better because it was something you earned late in the game. And what I'm talking about is you basically getting the power armor training perk. Now, what that means is that you had to progress the game a bit in order to get it, in comparison to the Fallout 4, where the game basically handles you the power armor on a silver platter. So just for a moment, imagine if Fallout 4 had done something like this. You occasionally see Brotherhood soldiers wearing power armor early on. Maybe you find abandoned frames, but they're missing key components or a fusion core. Deathclaws still remain terrifying until the mid to late game, and maybe 20 or 30 hours later, after joining a major faction, you finally earn your first complete suit. That moment would have been unforgettable. Or even better, you find this random NPC who is a good mechanic or something along the lines, and then he helps you assemble the suit with the bits and pieces that you're hauling back to your base. That way you don't even have to join the faction, and you still have the opportunity to go through a lengthy process which will eventually give you the best possible thing in the world, which is power armor. Instead, the power armor is treated almost like Skyrim giving you Daedric armor after clearing Bleak Falls Barrow. Also, when you think about it, fusion cores also became less meaningful. I mean, the idea itself is excellent as far as I'm concerned, but in practice, Bethesda flooded the world with them. By the middle of the game, I myself had dozens, sometimes even hundreds fusion cores. So the resource management effectively disappeared. Now, if fusion cores have been genuinely scarce, players would constantly be asking themselves stuff like, is this fight worth using my power armor or is it not? And that creates meaningful decision making. Unfortunately, many people simply stayed inside their power armor permanently. And yes, I did the same because that was the optimal situation. And you know what's funny? The TV show actually demonstrated the usage of power armor much better. The series portrays power armor almost exactly how I'd want it to be in the games. You can see that Maximus doesn't instantly become a superhero when he goes into the power armor. He struggles with the controls, the armor is cumbersome, and people react when someone wearing power armor enters the room. And then, when it finally works, it feels terrifying. So that's exactly the feeling Fallout 4 initially created, before it let you wear the suit for the next, 80 hours or so. So essentially what I'm trying to say, if Fallout 3 and New Vegas get remastered, I'd actually love to see Fallout's 4 power armor system return, but with a few changes. Number 1, make power armor much rarer. Number 2, do not award a full suit in the opening hours. Number 3, make fusion cores genuinely valuable. Number 4, increase repair costs so using it feels like a commitment. Number 5, give enemies reasons to target your armor with, EMP weapons, armor-piercing attacks, that kind of stuff. And number 6, make entering power armor feel like preparing for a dangerous mission rather than your default state. That way, putting on power armor becomes an event. Every time you climb into the frame, it should feel like the situation is serious, instead of time to walk to the next quest marker. And I think that's the sweet spot. Fallout 4 had the best design for power armor in the series, but Fallout 3 and New Vegas had the better sense of anticipation. A future remasters or even Fallout 5 could combine those strengths, keep Fallout 4's immersive vehicle-like mechanics, but preserve the rarity and prestige that made power armor feel legendary in the older games. And that combination would make finally stepping into a suit like one of the defining moments of an entire playthrough. And that's basically my take on this news. Thanks very much for watching, and as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And that's it from me, until the next one.